Good day, class. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, I am Sir Roy, your science teacher. And for today, we'll be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of volcanic eruption. So let us start. The most essential learning competency that will be covered for today's lesson is to illustrate how energy from volcanoes may be tapped for human use. Before we move on to our main lesson, let us first have a review of the past lesson. So as you can see in the illustration, we have here the volcanic eruption. And if we're going to go back to what we have discussed last time, volcanoes can be grouped into three ways depending on their records of volcanic eruption. And these are active, inactive, or extinct volcano. Also, there are two types of eruption. It can be classified as explosive or the non-explosive one. So the type of eruption is being affected by several factors, and these are the magma's temperature, the magma's chemical composition, and of course, the amount of dissolved gases. So now let us move on to the different advantages of volcanic activity. So I will show you several pictures about the advantages. The first one is the fertile soil. We also have tourism, geothermal energy, creation of new land, and building materials. Let us talk about them one by one. The first one is about the fertile soil. So volcanic soils are very fertile. These rich soils are called the laterite soil and are rich in minerals. They are common in many countries such as Brazil, where coffee is grown, and part of southern Italy, where fruit and vegetables are grown. That is why when we were young, when you were asked to draw about the landscape of the environment you have seen outside your house, you are usually drawing a volcano, and then beside that you would see there a plantation or a rice field, because we already know that the soil which is found near the volcano are said to be rich in minerals like the volcanic soil. Another thing is what we call as the tourism. So many dormant and active volcanoes attract hundreds of thousands of tourists each year. Mount Vesuvius in southern Italy and Mount Etna in Sicily are very popular. Tourists flock to this climb the sides and to experience the landscape. This leads to many spin-off industries such as bus companies, restaurants, shops, and hotels. So according to a particular magazine, there are four massive volcanoes in the Philippines. And these are the Mount Mayon, which can be found in Legazpi Albay. We also have here the Mount Taal, which is located in Batangas. We also have Mount Pinatubo, which is located in Zambales. And of course, we have here Mount Apo, which is found in Davao. Another advantages would be the geothermal energy. So when you speak of geothermal from the word geo meaning earth and thermal meaning heat. So in other words, it is the heat coming from the inside of the earth. So it is responsible for providing approximately 80% of homes in Iceland with electricity. So we can use or convert geothermal energy to produce electricity so that we can use appliances at home. Energy is harnessed in areas where water is superheated to temperatures often over 1000 degrees Celsius due to the rocks being heated below them. The water does not evaporate, but instead the steam and hot water are pushed to the surface, where turbines harness the energy produced. So to explain it in a simple manner, we can say that in a geothermal power plant, the wells are drilled. Then after that, the steam turns the turbine. And then the turbine drives the electric generator, and from there, the transmission power lines deliver the electricity to our respective houses. We also have here the creation of new land. Volcanoes can create new land for human habitation. For example, is the Iceland. So as you can see, there are volcanoes that are also found in the bodies of water. So once they erupt, they may create islands. Volcanic islands are formed by volcanic activity on the seabed, often near the boundaries of tectonic plates that form Earth's crust. Where two plates pull apart, lava erupts to form an undersea bridge. Layers of lava build up until a ridge breaks the sea surface to form an island. So the last advantages would be the building materials. The granite, which is used as the construction industry, is formed by volcanic activity. So granite is an example of an igneous rock. So the igneous rock are the form of rocks that are formed through the volcanic eruption. Wherever there is a natural occurrence of volcanic rocks, humans have developed multiple uses for these materials. So these uses range from cut slabs of tuff for construction to very fine ash for polishing automobiles. Now let us talk about the disadvantages of volcanic activity. We have here the Lahars. We have Nuée ardentes, the loss of life, and of course, damage to property and effect on the environment. The first one is lahars. So these are formed where ice and snow on top of a volcano cone melt when an eruption occurs. So in the Philippines or in a tropical country, lahars also happen when a particular volcano erupts and then there is a rainfall. So because of the rainfall, the soil will become or converted into mud. Okay, and then that mud, there could be a mud flow which will mix with the materials coming from the volcano like the lava, and then they can damage the community nearby. These lahars create mud flows which can travel down the slopes of a volcanic cone into the surrounding region. This can have devastating effects for towns and villages. So Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines exploded in 1991. So the eruption resulted in volcanic ash and rock fragments being deposited on the volcano's slope. So we also have here the Nuée ardentes, or what we call as the cloud of hot ash and poisonous gases that are ejected from a volcano. They create what are sometimes called as the glowing avalanche. These clouds travel down the volcanic cone sides at a huge speed of about 200 km per hour. So imagine the speed and can travel great distances. We also have here the loss of life. So volcanic eruption can be highly explosive. Some volcanoes have undergone catastrophic eruption, killing large number of humans or other life forms. So remember, if there is a volcanic eruption, it is not only humans that are being harmed, but also there are animals and just like the pets, and of course we have the different plants that are living in the nearby the volcano. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD caused death and destruction. More than 20,000 people died, and the towns of Pompeii and Herculaneum were destroyed. Another disadvantage is the damage to property. Lava from volcanoes can also burn everything in its path, just like what you have seen in the illustration. They can cause many different types of property damage, including damage from the following. We have fires, floods, landslide, water contamination, ash abrasion, airborne shockwaves, heavy dust, ash accumulation, and explosions. And the last disadvantage would be the effect on the environment. Clouds of ash, dust, and gas may reduce the global temperature by several degrees. So as we all know, the ash and the group of gas that is being released by volcanic eruption can trap the heat, okay, which is about to enter our atmosphere. So therefore, it does decrease the global temperature. This occurred in 1816 when the eruption of Tambora near Indonesia caused global summer temperature to drop by 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. So this also happened when Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines erupted in 1991. It also affected the global temperature. The emission of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere may lead to acid rain. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.